And we're back.
Like we never left. Man, a couple of people that having terrible times. R. Kelly, they're just piling it on. Every time I opened up my app, I said he was having a bad week. I didn't say, bad month. I didn't say he didn't deserve it.
Oh, okay. You know who's having a bad time right now? The devil.
Oh my God. I'm like, every time I'm somebody talking, they got pictures with him and Aaliyah. I was like, nigga, your house of cards is falling down every 3 days. R. Kelly like little boys. R. Kelly do. I'm like, damn, bro.
You know, when it rains and pours, dog. What's that? What's done in the dark is gonna come out in the light. It's his time.
Yeah, he's not stepping in the name of love anytime soon. But you know who else is having a bad few days? Oh my God, Karen Civil, old fine ass. Karen Civil.
Hey, look. Again, what is done in the dark will come to light. And I'm gonna tell you right now,
we still got rooms going.
Yeah,
they had rooms about her on Clubhouse for the last 48 hours.
They drug Karen Civil into the light multiple times in the past. It is like R. Kelly. Sometimes you drag a celebrity out into the light and people be like, yeah, but I like them. And everybody just does a mass ignore. But you keep on doing it. And Joyner Lucas is basically like, dog, as these followers go up, I'm going to keep on talking. I thought Karen Civil was going to go down when Cameron talked about her. When Cameron was like, yo, Karen Civil, you stole money from us. I thought that was going to be the tipping point, but like a great celebrity, she started giving to the needy. And that's usually what saves you, dog. You go buy a house in Haiti, and this is not to say that we don't need to be doing that. But I see y'all. Yeah. Who else is having a bad day?
That's all I can think about at the moment. Like, who else you thinking?
Nobody. I'm gonna flip it. You know who's having a great day?
You?
Me. My taste and smell is returning. I'm back. You know what I'm saying?
Congratulations, nigga.
I had a bowl of Cinnamon Toast Crunch. It tasted like Cinnamon Toast Crunch. You ever had Cinnamon Toast Crunch and it tastes like nothing?
Yes.
It's disgusting. You ever drank water and it tasted like water don't taste like nothing.
It tastes burnt.
Water tastes like cold. If you get it cold, it tastes like hot.
Right now, if you lose your taste buds, water is the most disgusting thing. It's like your body's like, yo, this is wrong.
Oh my God.
Okay, you with us. You with me.
But I lost my taste for a whole month and I was miserable. I lost like 20 pounds.
I can imagine. You've had a very eventful last couple of years, which we're gonna get to. But you know, we're gonna get to that because we gotta introduce what's going on with us in this podcast with all these young, black and ugly as ever, however I stay Houston down to my socks. Once again, In My Humble Opinion podcast, I'm Avery, like a very nice guy, coming to you with my brother, Jess Devon, ladies and gentlemen, Jess Devon. And we're just here, you know, talking about what's going on in Houston. And
fresh air.
And I'm glad that my brother can actually, you know, taste things again. I'm wondering, you know, one thing, did your fat ass lose any weight, nigga?
No, not at all. I'm gonna tell you right now. And we're gonna introduce our guest. And he talked about losing 20 pounds. And here's what I know. Here's what I know right now, right? I got a problem with food, right? Because at a certain point, I was like, dog, you don't even like this. You don't even like this. But your body was like, dog, but you're hungry though. I was like, dog, but you could be eating paste right now. It don't matter. And my body, so don't worry. Like now, I'm getting it together.
I get that when you realize certain things.
This winter's coming together, but I was like, it was just instinctive. Like I was like, dog, what are you? Like at one point, I'm not gonna lie, because you know I got the mini fridge. At one point, at the height of my no taste, I knew something was wrong when I heard the crack as I looked down and I was cracking open a soda. Why? Why was I opening up a soda, dog? Like it tasted like, I was like, let me see what this tastes like. It tasted like nothing.
Yeah.
Like nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Spicy nothing.
Pointless.
Spicy nothing.
There was nothing to it. I was like, oh, you just like to feel the bubbles. Nah,
Yeah,
it's trash.
It was bad.
It was trash.
When you start to really feel like, oh, this shit is like, especially fast food, this shit is terrible.
Fast food is disgusting.
It is. When you really realize what you're eating, it's you'll be like, this don't taste right. Now, one of the things about this, I mean, y'all seen them already. If you're watching, if you're listening, you've heard these people. You know, straight out of Crazewood, Texas. 8900, you gonna cop, all right? Now, making sure that if you want to track with him, it's gonna be a long ass night. Like we were talking about Jay-Z, it's Jay-Z comparable. He's never letting up on his pen game and promotion with releases like Brunch at Grace's and Release Therapy. That fucking beat is amazing. And as of recent, the long-awaited project fully produced by friend of the show, Jett I Masstyr, one of the hardest working producers out the H. They have their project Meechie. All right, it's CEO of The World Is Yours Media Group. We have father, singer, songwriter. We have Dash the GOAT, ladies and gentlemen, and Jett I Masstyr. What I almost call you Jett I Mind?
Oh, that man, Jett I Mind Tricks.
It's the Jett I Mind.
You know what?
Here we go.
He wonders why I fuck with him.
I know.
It's like this. You know what I'm saying? My name ain't changed in a long time. So, all right.
It still hasn't.
That's strike one.
That's for so many years.
Okay,
you hating me.
wait. Talking about name changes, and we talked about this before we got started. Dash, you were a few years late, but y'all missed the golden opportunity to call this album Hash and Dash. Mm-hmm. And that's what even when I sent this thing, I was like, yo, here's the meeting, it's Hash and Dash. He was like, nah, it's Jett I Masstyr. Hash is gone. And I was like, dog, Hash and Dash.
Ice, bro. Hash is on ice, man. I'll leave the rapping to the guys that do it very, very well. You know what I'm saying? I don't dabble in that arena anymore.
Who's doing well though?
You're not coming back.
Nah, man, not in that form. It would take a lot. It would take a whole lot. But no, I'm happy where I'm at, bro.
Hey, I just like to ask. You know what I'm saying? I just like to ask.
Just keep feeding me samples, bro. I'm good where I'm at, bro.
Well, look, I'm glad that you're good. I'm glad you're coming back. I listened to I was at the listening party, the online listening party. I went ahead and bought the album. Yep. Dash, it's great to see somebody bring Jett I out to do I was telling him before this started, the last time we interviewed him about doing a full project, it was Decorative Pillows. Great album. Great album. I said, Jett I, what's the next thing you're doing? He was like, nothing. I was like, what? He goes, I was like, you're not going to do a compilation like this again? He goes, nah, y'all might never see me. I'm not getting these people together again. Do you know how much effort it took to get all these people together? So it's a testament to you, sir. Yeah. If he's like, because they was like, yo, Jett I produced the whole album. I was like, the whole album? The whole album. I was like, oh, okay. How'd you two even link up?
Oh man, we linked up on Clubhouse.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Clubhouse.
Yeah, shout out to Billy and Javon. They have this room called Music Melee. They do versus battles where people can play songs from other artists as that person, play 20 records or whatever. But they did one with new artists, so they did Dash versus Mikey ISO, and I jumped in the room. Rob Gillette pinged me into the room, and I heard both of their music, and I was like, man, these boys going kind of hard. And I just stayed in the room, and I was like, yo, I said, if y'all need some music, man, like let's do something. And then I linked up with Dash from there, and then Rob even stamped it further. He was like, nah, he's from Southwest, and he can go. I was like, all right, that's even better. I don't really like messing with people not from my side of the world, but yeah, man, we met on Clubhouse and exchanged information and sent some tracks over, and then slowly it became a concept of the stuff that I was making at the time had a very like blaxploitation film kind of feel to it, and then pair that with the artwork and the concepts and the lyrics that Dash came with, man, it turned out great, you know. But it was born out of pure chance, you know. And actually, it's a good thing because there's a lot of foolishness on that app. So to go into a room that was steered around music and new music, new artists, because you know, like you guys know, I moved to Dallas almost 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And I'm not in touch with anybody new. I'm only in touch with the guys that I came up around. So for one of them to say, hey, this guy's dope, he's nice, and it was actually the truth, then yeah, there you have it.
And that says a lot for Clubhouse. That says a lot about you, Dash, because again, also, you made me download Clubhouse again. I deleted that app, man. I was just like, there's no reason for me to be. Every time I go in a room, it's like the wildest conversation, and I always come in mid-conversation. Like, I'll be like, what did you say? You gonna do what with what? I'll be like, Doc, I'm going back to bed. So, so sitting there and talking about when Jett I became familiar with you once going to Clubhouse.
Right.
What got you started? Like, did you know of Jett I or anything already?
So no, that's the crazy part, because he's in a generation ahead of me. I'm like the generation under. So I like missed the whole life. Like in 2010, 2011, when D-Lo was going crazy, like I was in high school still. So you know what I'm saying? So it was it kind of went over my head, kind of sort of. The way Clubhouse is so weird. The way I joined Clubhouse was one of my classmates from high school. They invited me because they know I do music, and it was one of those things where it's like, we gonna open a room at this time of the day and submit me one of your songs, and they would never pick none of my songs. I would just send it anyway. So one day I stumbled upon this room called Music Melee. Like Javon, I've been following. Shout out my big bro. He was one of the mods that was in the room, and me being a lover for music, I genuinely started coming into the room and introduce myself to things like that. So I quickly got attached into the culture. So basically, I was one of those people that always came through and support Mikey as well. And I've heard of Mikey, you know what I'm saying? I've heard of him, being from the Southwest. Like I'm from Braeswood, and it ain't really many rappers. Like it's rappers, but a lot of our rappers be street, be underground, and you really don't know about them unless you tap into that area. So it was one of those things where it was like, it really started off as a friendly competition. Like, oh, you from A-Leaf? Oh, okay, I'm from Braeswood. So it was like that. It was supposed to be friendly competition, but it was like, bro, I cannot go up here and embarrass myself. I gotta get my best record. So we did 10 the first time. We actually battled twice. The second time we did 20 records. And it turned out to be like, that battle started off with us tying, like legit tying. Like it ended in a tie, the first song we played. So from there, it was like, he'll win 12-3, I win 12-3. It was like, and it kept going back and forth, and it came down to like the last vote. I lost the first one, but I won the second one. But I think I won something greater that day because I was introduced to a Rob and a Jett I. You know what I'm saying? Like Rob, he'll come in the rooms every now and then, but Javon knew all of them. You know what I'm saying? I really didn't have a relationship with these people outside of Javon until I started coming into the music rooms. So Jett I came in and he was like, yeah, man, I do beats. Woo, 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 blah, blah, blah. So I was like, okay. Sent him my email. And I want to say within a day or two, I was going to finish the Golden Sheep's Clothing 2, the project I dropped in January. And he sent me these beats and I was about to leave. I was about to leave George Studio. And when he sent me those beats, I went back in the studio and I did Beta Bone. And that's how the whole project started. It wasn't even supposed to happen.
Damn.
Oh, so this was never a, hey, let's get together and let's craft out a whole album together. It was literally, I like this beat.
It started with that one song, and then when he sent it back, and then the response to it, it was like, all right, let's keep going. You either have a plan, and you execute a plan, or you just have to, you get pulled into something that you have to complete, you know what I'm saying? And I think from there we started thinking about, okay, well shoot, if we can do this a couple more times, then we might as well just go ahead and make an album out of it, because if the people enjoy it and you feel inspired to write to these records, then let's go, you know. Like, I guess one of my biggest hurdles has always been people's work ethic, you know what I'm saying? Like, my instrumental lane is very self-sustained. I can do it when I feel like doing it, and I can do it often. But working with another artist, you know, a lot of people don't have that work ethic. They get in there and knock out a song within hearing a beat and actually put the music out, you know. I've always been a proponent of that. Like, it's like my biggest pet peeve. Like, I send beats to a lot of people, man, and it's like, put that shit out, bro. Like, what are we doing?
Is this something about nah, is this about like every time we are in a room on Clubhouse and you and Rob Gillette are in the same room? Every single time. And I gotta be honest, at this point, I want to hear the beat. Like, at this point, I'm like, I want to hear the beat, I want to hear the song every time. And Rob is always like, hold on, I got it coming. Rob has put out 2 projects. And I'm just like, I said, Rob, now you know Rob is meticulous about what goes on. So I'm like, I know he has an idea of what he wants.
I'm gonna say this because I know he's gonna see this. Rob, I think it is. Rob is scared of my production.
You think so?
Yeah, I think he's shook. I think he's scared of what would happen if we did a full album together.
Now,
you heard it here first, in my humble opinion.
Yeah, I say that to say this. I do have the intro on his next album, but it's not the beat that we've been talking about for the last 2 years. Dash got the beat.
Oh, okay. So I see Rob is literally tweeted. One time he tweeted you like middle of the night, like, "Dog, me and Jett I should do a project the same way Freddie Gibbs and Alchemist," and I'm like, that makes perfect sense.
For the listeners.
And that Freddie is about 2 years ago.
The talking sign, the hand signal of Rob just talking, man.
And it sounds good, and it would probably be really good if we did do it.
I think it would be exceptionally good. So we just gotta get Rob on.
We're not talking about Rob no more. We're talking about Dash the Goat and this Meechie.
We are talking about Dash the Goat.
Rob's on the album.
I got a Rob story too.
No. Okay. Let's go ahead. Since we doing this, let's go ahead and hear your Rob story.
So this is we now we in the same circles. We having conversations, things like that. So I finally get the balls to ask him for a verse. He said, "Okay, cool. We go to George Young studio. That's who produced Release Therapy, by the way."
End of the show.
We go to George Young studio. The man wrote his verse on the way there. I already had my verse. He gets to the studio. He goes in the booth first. He's like, "I go first." One take. How y'all heard it at this party? He did that in one take and went outside after he finished and left us in there. I rewrote my whole verse. I didn't even try to go and rap that shit I had in my phone, bro. I literally scrapped it. I deleted the whole thing. And with my condition, I started having an attack in the booth. So my vision got blurry. I turned off my phone. So if you listen to the last 6 to 8 bars, I freestyle.
Oh, okay.
I was just rapping.
Hey, you're talking about, wait, you're saying with your condition, what's the condition?
I have multiple sclerosis.
Okay. So sometimes what is it, like stress or something like that?
It's a brain and nerve condition.
Yeah.
So it kind of affects different stuff at different times. It's kind of like you spinning the wheel almost, like what's gonna fuck with you today? Like,
oh man,
this. And it was one of them things where like I get this speech impediment like I'm drunk, and my words start slurring like I'm drunk, but I'm not drunk.
Yeah.
So some of the parts on the album I left them in there, you can hear me slurring, but I'm having an episode where my words are slurring, but I have to get that out. how I'm rapping it.
Oh,
so one of the things to pick out, and you probably won't hear it because George cleaned it up, but on Count Blackula on the record, when I say streets on lock, I was slurring real bad on that part. And I finally got a take to where it sounded manageable the way he can mix it.
So how does that affect your performances?
I haven't had a performance since March of 2019. I was living in Dallas at the time. And that's why I say God is insane. Like I lived in Dallas 5 years before moving back here to Houston last September on my birthday, like around my birthday. He lives in Dallas.
Oh yeah.
I didn't meet him until Clubhouse. Like that's but yeah, back to that Rob story. Like Rob, like, and I was, and then what make it even worse about him taking that was I was playing other songs and I really didn't play like the beat until we got like almost there. We like was 15 minutes away. So that means he wrote that in 15 minutes, got that down in 15 minutes. By the time he got to the booth and rapped that in one take, he got all that what he said in 15 minutes. Now, and he went first. He went first. I was like, if you don't go in here and
something, bro. That's the thing about, like, man, that that whole lineup of, like, from Rob to D-Lo to George, that whole generation, myself included in that, they don't play, man.
Yeah,
they do not play, bro. Like, you want them to rap on your record, they're gonna come correct, man.
Yeah.
And I think this album is I'm not gonna say it's a passing of the torch, but it's refreshing to hear them again, and then also hear new people. You know, you got Milo on there, and I'm not saying Milo's new; he's new to me, but like Milo from the Smush Brothers, like they just put out a great album. You know what I'm saying? George put out The Loop. The Loop was what, last year or the year before last year? The Loop is a great album. So it's just, there's so much talent there. They make good music, you know. So I'm just glad to kind of be a part of it again in a sense. But yeah, man, Rob is a killer.
I'm also glad to see, you know, a lot of people that necessarily were like, I'm kind of bad, like you say, you or Javon, where they're like, oh, no. And then all of a sudden they're like, yo, I got a beat, I'm rap, or you're out here producing. I think the first thing that popped on my radar was the Texas Relays. When it posted,
I gotta tell this story.
Go ahead, yeah. Because tell us about this. Because it posted, and I was like, "What is it? Is it a truck?" And then people kept retweeting it. I said, "Let me listen to this." And then I was like, "Oh," I said, "Who is Dash?" Like, who is Dash? And why does everybody like him? Because these are not like everybody's joining up on. I was like, "Oh, okay. Let me see what project you got going." So tell us about Texas Relays.
Texas Relays was originally called Ickers. It was called Ickers at first.
Oh, okay.
Me and Mikey, it was supposed to be me and Mikey's first collab together. This was after the battle.
Yeah.
We had started the process of doing the album. We decided we was going to do it. That was going to be the leading single, Ickers. But something happened to where it got delayed. For whatever reason, it didn't come out on the date it was supposed to come out. So that gave me, and it was really a blessing in disguise, it gave me some time to really rethink and reformat it, because Javon heard it. And Javon was like, ooh, let me rap on this. So it went from me and Mikey to me, Mikey, and Javon. So us three was on the song. So I go to Preach house. Shout out to Preach. He hear the song. He say, it's missing something. I say, yeah, get on it. He say, I see what I can do. So I sent him all our verses in about a day or two. He sent back his verse. And that's how it happened. Yeah. That's literally like that.
And it's one of those things where, I mean, one, it sounds like, even though you're telling us how it's put together, your album sounds like everybody's trying to one-up each other. Like that's what I like about it. It sounds like everybody, like it literally sounds like everybody heard everybody's verse and went, "Nah, I'm going back. I'm gonna go back and redo mine." Like you hear DeLorean, you hear Gillette, you hear Preach, you hear Javon, you hear Milo, you hear these people, and it's like, did y'all like drop a verse and then you was like, yeah, but I heard his verse. Now I'm gonna go back and redo mine. I mean, it really sounds like it was put together like that.
So my whole thought process was in the type of beats that he was sending. It really put me in that realm before he even said it of a blaxploitation film, and I wanted it to flow like the soundtrack of a blaxploitation film. So the way that the album flows, it's we put our heads together for a lot of that, but a lot of it was, you know, how songs started, how they ended, like Javon talking and say, "Oh, Dash calling me," boom, 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 and it leads to the record with D-Lo. I set that up like the album to have like this thing where, you know, we rapping, then it's intermission, then it's the softer records, then it's the heartfelt records, then it just ends like that. But it's a reason why it's so condensed, and it's only certain records that was like 3-4 minutes. Like that wasn't, we could have made the records longer, but it was like, if I can grab your attention in that short period of time, then we could keep this shit going. You know, whether it's every 2 years, every year and a half, we keep this going to where the next time we post it, we already got pre-orders and everything going out the roof. And really, it was one of those things where I dropped the Golden Sheep clothing in January, and I didn't feel like it was doing like really much of anything. It was like a tree falling in the forest, kind of sort of, and it's kind of discouraging. As an up and coming artist from Houston, and you cool with all these people, and all these people know you rap and you sing, and it's like, okay, this is not taking off. I need to remap some stuff. I really was contemplating quitting. Like I said this during a listening party, like this album wasn't even supposed to happen. And I think when Jett I sent me those beats, when he showed me he was serious, I think that gave me my second win to where I started the project and it just turned into a project. It wasn't even supposed to be a project. Like I keep saying it. Like I literally just rapped on a record. I was with the little homie Esco, shout out Esco Leo. I was with her. We was in the studio. We was about to leave. He sent me the pack. We just went in there and rapped. And it turned into that from a minute and some change. And it turned into that. And it was one of those things where we hit him on the phone. Was like, hey, bro. We kind of had our heads together on the same thing of, we need to do like something. Like, I don't even want to rap on nobody else's beat. Let's just lock in and just do this right now. And whether I had those features or not, that album was gonna be done. It took me longer, and the reason why it's coming out in September and it all worked out in the end was because I had all those features and just timing and getting everybody to do it.
Okay.
Like, for instance,
we were trying to drop that wood in the summer, like
like that
was July, something like that.
Yeah, it was like, because I already had an idea of what I wanted to do with the project because I already had the beats. So the first thing I do is like the beats that I have, the beats that really stick out, the beats that I feel like is gonna grab attention. I just put them in the order of my ear of listening to it. I just put it in the order like I have my words on it, and I just imagine everything I want to say while it's playing, and I just listen to like an instrumental album almost, kind of like when you listen to a Jett I project, because he's not rapping, you just hear the songs. So I listen to it in the vein of that, and that's why it flows the way it flows. It just so happened that I worked with a lot of dope artists who are very creative, to where it made my job so much easier, to where I can put it together and it doesn't sound forced. Like I'm just, okay, you need this type of record. You need this type of record. You need a record for the ladies. You need a rap record. You need a rap record. It didn't sound like that. It sounds like it all flowed together. Like the record that I got with DeLorean is so crazy. Shout out to D-Lo. I did that record like, he's not going to do this record. And that is why I rapped a 32.
Okay.
So that's why I was rapping so long on that record. It ended right there, like it ended at the part where he came in at. So I was like, even if he don't do it, that's the record, right? So a week passed by, I don't hear nothing. 2 weeks passed by. Then he finally he was on Clubhouse. He was like, "Hey, Dad, I'm in the studio. I'm finna do your verse," and I was like, "Oh shit,
it's going down."
So he sends me the verse back. Like a couple days later, I'm on the way to work. So I open the email. I almost crashed my goddamn car when I first heard that verse. I was like, yes, like, oh, I got this down. So Jett I was like, bro, you gotta hit this verse. And I couldn't wait. I was like, bro, I'm not even gonna wait to park my car. I'm just gonna play it. And introspective D-Lo is like it's like, you know how like you watch Kobe, God rest his soul, you watch him hoop and he be chilling, and then you see that switch come on, and that was D-Lo on that song. It was like he had a certain flow.
He kind of talked about it in the room. Like I've known D-Lo for shit. I mean, it's been over 10 years, easy. But when we first worked together, he had a lot of good people around him musically, but I felt like his voice, his tone, and his command on a track needed the sound that I was kind of developing, because I was still finding my way as far as production and what it meant. Like 07, 08, I almost quit before I even really got started, out of frustration or just not really knowing enough. I didn't have enough experiences to draw off of. So I was just kind of like, man, F this. I did Dustin's first album. I did D-Lo's first mixtape, most of it, not all of it. But the thing that I was excited about when I heard the song, I think he posted it on Instagram.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait a minute. I was like, hold on. And I heard the last half of his verse, and I was like, oh, we taking it. Like, that's old D-Lo. Like, D-Lo can really, some people say like, okay, I'll freestyle. And they might say something clever here and there, but you can see their mind at work, and it's kind of slower, it's behind the beat, and they're trying to figure out where they're going. No, his rapping and his freestyling at that level sound the same. Like, might have wrote that, he might not have written it all. And he just gets a feeling and he just goes. So especially on that beat in particular, that's probably my favorite beat on the whole project.
Yeah.
So when I heard the song back for the first time, I mean, I let down the sunroof and the windows. I said, "Oh man, this is it. This is what I like being done on my beats. Like, this is what I want to hear." You know what I'm saying? And I have to take myself out of it sometimes. When I listen to the album back, at that very moment, I was still listening from a consumer ear, like, okay, we at track 5, there's been a lot of rapping. Where does it go from here? And then the interlude sets up the softer records and more of the story, more of the deeper records. And when it did that, I was like, oh. And then when it was over, and I didn't necessarily want it to be over, I was like, okay, yeah, this is 100% tailor-made for a lot of people. But for me specifically, I was like, no, I can listen to this every day.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's perfect length of the album. And I mean, speaking on the song Debonair, I mean, if you know D-Lo, I mean, the beat fits and the nigga's debonair, you know what I'm saying? No homo.
Okay. Pause all that.
2 through 10, move the pen. Like, I was like,
text my ex like I'm moving in.
But like, I
girl, like, what I'm gonna do with him, you. I was like, oh. I'm really doing this for my peoples and my hooligans. Like,
I can see we had
a movie there. Out McGregor Park, they ain't on my level art.
I just asked him for a 16, and that shows his spirit, because I just asked him for a 16. He didn't have to.
Fantastic.
He didn't have
to. He was at my man's house. I gotta shout out Pug, man. Pug is like, that's like my little, I'm not gonna say my little homie, but like we grew up together in Mo City. Like, I've known him since we was Jett I, and he was the first dude I ever seen with an MPC. He had an MPC in high school, and I was like going into college. He started making beats. He was a drum major, all this other crazy stuff, but he was like really doing this before I even thought about making music. So like the circle is tight, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of different people in it, but like a lot of our paths have crossed and there's like real relationships there. So that's why I'm happy about this album too. Like George is a genius, bro. Like George is mixing, mastering, production, and rapping. Like he's super clever. Like, and he came.
And not to cut you off, like you don't normally let somebody. I mean, unless we're talking about Chris, unless we're talking about Rockaway, you don't let people mix your stuff. You let George do this.
Yeah, I really took a passenger approach to this, man, and it's against my nature, because I'm very controlling in a good way and a bad way. But like I met George through hosting the beat battles that I used to do, and people would tell me, man, there's this kid on the north side, and as soon as they said north side, I was like,
wrong, boy.
That's just a joke. But once I heard the music, I was like, nah, he's got that ear. And he did a couple battles, and shout out to him, shout out to Charity. She's another one that came up through those ranks, and she's dope as well.
Yeah.
But to kind of come full circle, where it's like the stuff that I do, I'll mix and master it myself, or I'll send it to Rockaway, and I'm just at the mercy of his time and whenever he gets back. But for the longest time, since day one, I've never let maybe him and James Kelly. James mastered a couple of things that we did over at Wire Road, but it was always Chris. I would let him do his magic and make it sound the way he knew I wanted it to sound. And with George and with Dash, I kind of stayed out the way. I was like, here's the music, here's something to think about. I remember sending an email to Dash like, hey, I think this might be the intro and this might be the outro. I just feel like this sounds like the bookends to whatever you're gonna do in the middle space. I want to say that Isley Brothers record, I want to say I sent that to George. I don't know. I thought I sent that to George separately, but then it was like, okay, Dash must have heard it, or maybe I sent it to Dash. I don't know. Mm-hmm. But that came together in a way that I really didn't expect, because I didn't know Milo was going to be on it, and then I didn't know George was going to jump on it either, because I remember him telling me he had he was taking his time, he wasn't really creating at the time. So that record is to me is like a hit song. It's and it comes on in the part of the album where you kind of want to hear a song with a hook.
Now, I guess here's
the world is yours. Yeah.
And here's the other thing. I'm gonna ask Jett I, I'm gonna ask you first, and then I'm gonna ask a follow-up question to Dash. There appears to be this common theme of, I don't want to say tired, but Jett I, there were points where you're like, Doug, I'm not trying to do no project with other people. I like to control my own stuff. And you hear George like, Doug, I'm kind of busy. I'm working on this other stuff. I don't want to do it. And then, where you hear D-Lo, who's, you sound like old D-Lo, and Rob doing the one take. And it's like you're seeing all these guys that I don't want to say they were tired, but they're like, look, I'm doing my own thing. Like, I'm getting this going. I got my own stuff going. I can't wait on y'all because I don't know what y'all want to do. And then what is it about Dash where it all just kind of started to come together? Because this really feels like old 2010, like y'all are excited. Jett I, you don't usually, I told you, after we talked about when we talked after Decorative Pillows, you were like a boxer that won, but it was a hard fight. Like, you were like, thank you. Like, I won, and I'm going to go lay down. Like, I'm going to go lay down.
I went the distance with Decorative Pillows,
and
man.
This, in the middle of the interview, you rapping other people's verses. Like, you are excited about this project. What is it about this?
Well, I can't speak for all of them, but I do know that, and this is a humble brag. I do think my production brings something out of certain people. Like Rob and D-Lo, they'll tell you that, like it's different. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like I feel like it's almost like it's too good, and they like
this guy.
Like, no, listen to what I'm saying. Okay.
Keep going.
Say, and I'm gonna get deep for a second. You ever had a connection with a woman that you knew from the moment y'all met, the moment y'all talked the first time, y'all hung out the first time, like, yo, if I put my toes a little bit deeper in this pool, she will be running my life. That's what I'm saying. Okay. I feel like after my initial, introduction to the Houston rap scene and the production scene, I got a lot of attention from outside of my camp, of like, oh, I want to get a beat. And then from there, there were songs here and there, but I never locked back in with D-Lo to do more than one song. I never locked back in with Rob to get more than one beat on his project. And for whatever reason, life happens, it was a long time ago. But I think my excitement is just, my motivation was purely based on the talent of Dash. From what I heard in that room, the rapping and the singing, and then listening to the stuff he had put out previously, I was like he's really good, so I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think he's gonna mistreat this opportunity, and I want to see where it goes. So it's you kind of need something new every once in a while to open you back up to like, okay, this is why I really wanted to make beats. I want to make beats that become songs, that become albums, and becomes things that people listen to forever. That's initially, I never wanted to just put my beats out there and then, let people interpret or rap, take them for $1 and rap on them. You know what I'm saying? I know that should be happening. But that wasn't why I got into it. I'm from RZA, Alchemist, Dr. Dre, Dilla. I can produce your entire thing and we can make something that's gonna last. So that's why I'm excited, because it turned out fantastic in my opinion.
Now for Dash, my follow-up question would be, you talked about getting ready to send a beat over to D-Lo, not thinking he's gonna return it. You know what I mean? And you talked about Gillette, like you're like, yo, like, I know Gillette, like you knew of some of these people before, and you're younger than this class. We're not saying like substantially younger. I'm older than all of y'all, and then there's Jett I's group at Avery, and then there's you that's coming up behind. What is it like to get these people that you have heard of not only come out for your album, but show out? Like, I recognize this man's talent and I want to do something on this album.
It was worth more than money for me. That's all I never wanted. So now I really can get to the bag now. That's all I wanted. That's really, with this project, it was really one of those things. It was really like a passion project. Like, can I really do this? Can I really put this together? Can I really put my bread behind this? Really go the distance with, just from the artwork and everything surrounding it. I didn't even drop the artwork until the album was completely 100% done. I had that artwork for 3 months, and I was like, you know how hard it was to hold that. It was so tough to hold that down. But to have the older generation put their arm around me and say, you got it. You have what it takes to take this to the next level. It meant more to me than anything I've ever experienced in my life. It was kind of one of those things where when you're in the mix of it, you really don't understand it. It's kind of like it didn't really hit me until the album was completely done, and then I sat and I listened to what I created all those months of just putting, so much into it. And just like Jett I said, like, when it comes to certain things, I'm particular with how I want it to sound, who's gonna be on it, I gotta write my own and like that's rapper brain. But this is the first project I ever had somebody write a song for me. The Whitley Loves Dwayne record was written by my manager at the time, and that the entire record, her part and my part.
Really?
And that was the first time I ever had anybody do something like that for me. And it was one of those things where it was like you just have to trust the process. And but to make a long story less long, bro, it really meant a lot to me. Especially when they came out, you know, they gave their feedback. Nobody was like, bro, your shit trash. So I was like, I was like, yeah, baby, we made it. We made it. Because I'm a perfectionist when it comes to my sound. Like if I mess up on a note, if I mess up a bar, that's gonna bother me. It's gonna bother me. Like it's certain songs that I came out with when I was going under the moniker Thy Kingdom. It's certain songs that I put out back then that I got remastered and put out again that I hear and I'll be like, I messed up on that word there. I messed up here. I should have said it like this. But like I hate listening to those songs, even up to the project I dropped in January, which was really, really good. That was the first project I could listen to. And I didn't get tired of listening to it. Like this one, this is all I listen to. And I said this earlier, like 3 of my 5 favorite verses of this year is on that album.
Like, that's not. I don't think that's hyperbole. Because when I heard it, like, I mean, when I heard it, I bought it. So when I heard it, I was like, oh, okay, let me go ahead and buy this. I'm not even going to wait for it to start streaming. Like, let me just go ahead and wait for the Bandcamp. Also, people buy music from Bandcamp. Like, stop. Like, it takes like 4 billion streams to get a nigga $1. Like, buy people's music.
Or if you don't get that nigga's $29.
Like, I'm telling you, or I can't legitimately say I support an art. Like, and the artists that have been on the show know, like, if you come out with vinyl, I'll buy it. I like the artists we bring on. I like those artists. So I was like, I will buy your stuff. I can't really say I support somebody if D-Lo said it best. He was like, thank you for this penny. Like, I appreciate it. Like, yo, I listen to you all the time. He's like,
1/16 of a penny.
Me 4 nickels. Like, I appreciate it.
Not even a penny, man. Somebody somewhere in a boardroom getting paid millions of dollars.
Oh, ridiculous amount.
Let's split this shit up. Let's take a penny and cut it up and be like, yeah, they get this.
Yeah.
When they bring no, bro. Like, game is twisted. But shout out to everybody that supported the album, man. Go buy it.
Please.
Tell your people. I want this to spread like wildfire, man. Tell everybody about it. Check it out. Now, before I say something crazy, I have not heard anything. I've heard some good projects out of Houston this year. This is easily number 1.
Different. It's different. It's different. It's different.
There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt in my mind.
I'm telling you,
y'all niggas got 3 months left. Because if not, y'all gotta let Dash have the title this year, man. Y'all tripping if you think otherwise.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
We see duo like I think one of my favorite stories where Killer Mike meets LP because of Adult Swim. Like, that was it. Cartoon Network hooked him up. He was like, who's that? And they was like, who's that? That's literally, they went in a room, they did one song together, they're like, let's do another one, and now we're 4 albums deep.
Man.
You know what I mean? And Killer Mike is literally like, yo, I'm not a solo artist anymore. This is what I do. I'm not trying to put that pressure on y'all, but I am saying, like, what are the thoughts now? Are we planning on doing another one? And I'm asking this as the album just came out, yesterday? But the album just came out yesterday, but with this feeling,
people love looking up upon the horizon.
Yes.
Instead of what's
absolutely. People love looking on the horizon because I like to see reinvigoration. And that's what I'm seeing amongst a group of rappers that I really enjoy. I'm seeing a lot of people like, you know what I really like? I like rapping. and I was like, yo, I like hearing y'all rap, and it's so much better. I like Happy Ryan is good. This is a Happy Jedi.
Oh shit!
This man has been Darth Vader for like the last 3 years. Like he's like, yo,
you've been very unhappy before, so you understand the difference. There's a big difference, man.
Like all the time.
But to answer your question, I mean, yeah, we you know, part 2 is in the works, man.
Oh yes.
And
fantastic.
I don't even know if I should tell them. Should I tell them about the side project, Dash, or should I?
Yes, absolutely.
No,
Come on, man.
wait.
Wait.
No,
Okay.
That's it.
All right.
That's it.
Well, we know now at least that there is a part 2 in the works and that there's a side project of some sort that we can't talk about yet. But I feel like everybody should be excited about. One, everybody needs to go listen to the album. Like everybody, especially if you listen to Texas Relays, like if you were just on Twitter and you heard Texas Relays and you like that, the album is more of that. It is just, it's quick, it's precise, it hits you in the gut, it's like in and out, and it keeps getting better. You hear Dash going, and then all of a sudden you hear Rob Gillette, and you're like, that was a cold verse. And then the next thing you know, it's like mine. Then the next thing you know, it's Relays. Next thing you know, it's D-Lo. And then it's still an album. It is not like it's not a beat tape.
No.
And you rapped over
it. There are vocals.
Yeah. I said it's not a beat tape, but it doesn't even sound like, yo, I emailed you this and like I emailed you 30 tracks and you rapped over 10 and we put it out. It don't sound like that at all.
Collaborative effort, man. We really, you know, we bounced ideas. He would send me stuff as they finished it. Some of the stuff was a surprise. Like I hadn't heard the whole album until maybe a week ago when he sent me the master ahead of time. So I've been riding around to the master for a week now, and I couldn't get tired of it. I was like, this is what it should be. But also, you know, this is not we didn't stick to a formula that you get tired of from certain artists that put out albums like Clockwork. This is not a 30-track horror gospel album either.
Like if you want to call out Kanye, just say Kanye's name.
I'm just saying. I mean, this is not that. If you wanted to listen to a concise, cohesive piece of work, that you don't have to pick and choose what songs are your favorites. They're all good. Meechie is what you want.
Yeah, that Kanye West Choose Your Own Adventure album is.
Oh my God.
That's what it was. I was like, nah, would you like to make a playlist? I feel like, all right.
It's an electric gospel ritual album. And
look, this is not
scary.
Here's the thing.
I thought I was watching a gospel album, bro. I thought first of all, on Elm Street.
I know this.
The lights on in my house.
This feels like disrespect to Kanye, but it is ultimate respect because there are people that have put out 30 and 45 track albums that we've never even mentioned on this show.
He's being weird to us.
Talk about him.
He's weird.
He was dressed like the Foot.
Like the Phantom of the Opera.
The Foot Clan, yes.
And
he was.
Brought out
Marilyn
Manson.
He was.
Who got a rape case.
First off.
To sit on the stoop of a haunted house from the house that he used to live in, recreated
in a stadium that he was still recording in.
Yeah.
A man rented out a stadium like Phantom of the Opera.
Yeah, he looked like him. He looked like Phantom of the Opera. Mask on. He did.
When you give me 27 songs and only like 5 of them actually would meet the definition of a song,
and
only 3 of those are good.
I'm telling you, Kanye is the ultimate marketer. I'm like, this man went on tour with a rough draft. I don't understand how he did it.
He's done that. He's done that 3 times.
Yes.
I'm still tinkering with it. I'm still, well, then go away.
Yeah, exactly. Leave us
come
alone.
back when it's done.
Leave us alone.
Everything after My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy has been a rough draft. Everything.
Every album.
From Jesus.
Every album. He's like, I'm working on it.
You guys all had, you know, hopefully, you had your mother's cooking at some point, or someone was cooking, and yeah, you might get a taste before it's done, but she never said, "Hey, come and get it," when she's halfway through. Never said that, man. She said she finished it. Here's what it might be like. It got better, and you got it plated, and you sat down, and you ate it. You're like, damn, I'm glad I waited until the end to consume this.
And in this day and age, with no physical copies, really, there's no need to tell us a release date. There's not. Like, if you're not gonna release on your release date, bro, like you called me. You called me and said, I'm gonna be there at 7. And then I got ready and I was like, I'm ready. And you like, actually, I'm gonna be there tomorrow. And I'm like, why'd you call me?
When people go to press up their product on vinyl, there's a certain amount of time that you can put on each side of the record that doesn't affect the quality of the sound. Now you can put more songs on one side, but it's usually about 30 minutes on each side. Anything above that, you're killing the quality of the music. Do you know how many records would have to ship for the Donda album?
Oh my God.
About 12 records.
Yeah.
Front and back. It's a commemorative set for one album.
You're right. For one mediocre album.
Oh, wait. Also, this is just a quick side note because I'm super pretentious. Y'all pressing up any vinyls? I'm pretentious. I like a vinyl. You know what I'm saying? I like the vinyl. I like the vinyl sound. I just picked up my second commemorative copy of the Wu-Tang album. I don't know why, just because.
Because it's so short, it would be very easy to do. And Dash, we will talk about that later. But I was thinking about it. I was thinking about it during the listening party. You could get away with album on one side, instrumentals on the other.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Because I was definitely ready. When I went to your band camp, that's what I was looking for.
Yeah. That's a good ass idea.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
And that's you know what? And that's the only way you can get the instrumentals. You got to buy the record. I'm not gonna put the instrumentals out on streaming.
I like that. That's good marketing.
That would defeat the purpose.
That's fantastic marketing. And that's what's good. Look, I like projects like this. I would definitely support it. I'm definitely getting the vinyl. So y'all just let me know.
It's really going down, man.
Artists put out vinyl. I'm just here for it. And I like seeing what you guys are doing. We've heard what you guys got out. All right. Yeah. So we already know to go out there and pick up Meechie, stream it, buy it when it comes out on vinyl. Right. Get it, like support the artist, and also really support the people that you want to hear more from. This is how you do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to hear more from an artist, support him, because again, like we interview a lot of artists on this show. It concerns me when artists that I like be like, dog, I was about to quit. I feel like, what? They're like, I put my heart and soul into this, and y'all didn't really pay attention like I thought y'all was going to. And so that's why when I see when I saw the Twitter groundswell come up,
I can give you some insight to that. How much time you got?
Man, first of all, there ain't no tape. We can keep on recording. Go ahead, tell us about it.
You know, Houston is a very, very different place. It's a special place, man. I love Houston, very, very special. But I also feel like there are a lot of missed opportunities in the city, from the artist standpoint, from the music standpoint as a whole. You know, there's too many stories of people falling through the cracks. Even tying in the Karen Civil situation that we kind of alluded to earlier. You know, there's a lot of money grab situations. There's a lot of fake management. There's a lot of fake PR. There's a lot of smoke and mirrors. And I'm not saying it's exclusive to Houston. I'm just speaking from experience. I don't know it from any other place.
Yeah.
But the music somehow has become far less important than everything else. The looks, the features, the video, the posturing at the clubs, the popping bottles, the throwing money. It's like the frosting is better than the cake. And honestly, man, it still plagues the city to a certain degree. Maybe not as much. Maybe it's gotten better. I don't know. Dash could probably speak to it a little bit more, but COVID definitely didn't help anybody um, from performing the music and giving and being, you know, within distance of the people to feed them the music. But there's something about that place, bro, inside the Beltway that for some reason certain shit gets attention and certain shit doesn't. And no matter no fault of the artist either. You know, you could have a great plan, you could have a great rollout. You could do everything everybody else tells you what you should be doing. They've never done it, but they're experts. Um, and or you can do it your own way and see what happens. Dash said something earlier, made me think about this was 2011. I put out Relationship as an EP in February, and then I backdoored with an album called Break Something, I think in November of that year. Now the EP was never meant to happen, sort of like this. It was just like I had an idea. I wanted to talk about a relationship from start to finish over my own beats, and it got some attention in the city. It got some attention from writers and Shea Serrano, people like that, Houston Press, all that jazz. And then the album that I put out after that was a full length. This is like the album. You know, in my mind, I'm like, this is it. I paid for a Guilty Simpson feature.
Damn.
And it wasn't met with the same energy.
Yeah.
So all that told me, and then on top of that, in full disclosure, me and my brothers, you know, Dustin Prestige, Floss, John Doe, Thoroughgood, Rob J, we all pulled money together and had a PR team represent us because we all had albums done. And they're based out of Brooklyn, New York, called Audible Treats. And a lot of people that we were colleagues with or knew of, they were represented by them as well. And we thought like, okay, if we put money towards it, maybe we'll get posted on different sites. This is back when blogs were still a thing. Not so much more now, but back then it was everything. Two Dope Boys, you know, it was invaluable getting posted on All Right or Rap Radar had just started. Uh, and it was important to try to get outside of the underground and get it posted where people from other places could connect to the music. And anyways, long story short, we put in a lot of money and had people represent us. And we did not get posted in not one more blog than we didn't already do on our own. And we paid, I would say together, 6-month campaign, album dropped every month. I think we spent together like 10, 12K. And that money would have been better served in merch, in setting up our own tour. We could have done all that shit by ourselves.
Yeah.
And probably would have yielded better results. So that's the stuff that I hope people listen to. You know, I have no qualms about talking about my L's because that molded me to where I'm at now, where I'm at peace with music, bro. I'm gonna make beats until the day I die, and I'm gonna put them out, and I'm hopefully gonna meet artists and create relationships like I have with Dash to keep putting music out. So I've let go of winning over hometown. I could give a fuck. So it's a mind shift, you know, and I think a lot of things that have happened in Houston over the years is just smoke and mirrors. And there's new artists that believe the hype every single day. They just, oh, I just got to do this. I got to get on this website. I got to get this Go DJ to spin my record. All these scams and shams. It's like, you just have to find what works for you. And I think I'm quoting Jay-Z, the incredible thing we did is that we didn't quit. That was the smartest thing that I've ever done. I can't speak for everybody. I know a lot of people say, hey man, I almost stopped. I'm done with this shit. I'm tired. I don't want to do it no more. I just chose to reinvent myself and not quit because I knew I couldn't do that. You know, that was the last thing I wanted to do. So That's my soapbox. That's my sermon for the night. Pass the place twice and all that.
Now, Dash, for you, because we're talking about Jett I and crew, you were saying, you know, like when D-Lo was going, you were like, I was in high school, you know? As a new artist that's in Houston, and, you know, you might not necessarily be, this is not music, sadly.
And I'm not trying to taint.
No. This ain't, no. Trust me.
I'm not trying to make anybody feel the way I feel. I don't want anybody to feel bitter. I'm not bitter anymore. I used to be. I used to be very, very bitter. I'm just speaking my experience. You know, that was my experience, and I changed because of my experience. And the story about the 2 albums was that something that I did not put a lot of planning behind was the thing that people gravitated towards versus something that I slaved over for a year and a half, crafting and producing and rapping and doing all this stuff. And it was just like, that's cool. But that's what he does. You know what I'm saying? Like, he does that hip hop beat boom bap bebop shit. He does that shit over there. That shit cool. But it was just like, damn, I was vulnerable and talked about relationships, and you like that. But then I'm trading bars with Guilty Simpson, and you kind of like
I'm good.
So I say that to say, like, it's not always going to be the thing inside your head that you think should be what puts you on the map, because it's not. It's always the other thing, you know. It's always those moments where you are on your last. I had my laptop stolen out of my car at Eighth Wonder Brewery. I was there for 30 minutes, had a beer, came out, all of my beats was gone.
Oh my God.
I had to get laptops given to me from other people to make beats again. And then I dropped the beat tape of mix of like, this is I'm sorry, bro. I'm like,
no, say it.
Like, I dropped There Are No Words in 2016. Those were all 1-track mixes of beats that I hadn't really even started to shop or like play for people. And I made a beat tape out of it. And I got a lot of response out of a negative. You know what I'm saying? Like, replacing all of your beats, bro. And I had been making beats for like over 10 years at that point. I wanted to quit that day. I was like, I hate these niggas out here in Houston.
You know?
So that changed my trajectory in a lot of ways, because I was like, well, I got to start over. But hey, I know that I've done this and this and this, and I can do it again. They can steal this laptop I'm on right now. It will not faze me. Yeah. I'll get another one and I'll make more beats. Let's go. So I'm done. Go ahead, Dash.
And Dash, to you, I mean, as a newer artist that's out here in Houston, what are your feelings about just being a newer artist out here?
The feeling of finally getting your peers and everyone to acknowledge you, they have some kind of respect and some kind of ilk. I mean, these guys have worked with Crit. They work with, you know, a lot of people that I want to work with one day eventually. You know what I'm saying? And my style of rap and the things that I'm doing is like it's almost like I'm last of a dying breed of. It's a lot of rap that happens out here. No shout to nobody or these guys, but it's like it's no longer introspective rap. It's more so club over here, party over here. What sound good in my car? I'm gonna ride this wave. This is what's hot right now. This word is popular on Twitter and Instagram. So put it in the song. And for me, I've always, even when I first started, I always said I want to live forever through my music. And I think Jett I was one of those people who he felt the same way I feel, and he didn't have to say much for me to see that. Because some people can say whatever and it be a crock of you know what. But some people, they don't have to say it and they just put it in their actions, and they it's the way they carry themselves with their production. And it's more so like, bro, this is my baby. I'm trusting you with my baby. Like, you feel me? Like You know, I could reach out to a Rob, I could reach out to a DeLorean, I could reach out. I know these people in real life. You see what I'm saying? Let's see what you can do though. I heard what you can do. I like that. Let's do it. And really what made me want to do this project the most was more so I want to prove to myself that I could do it. I stopped caring about I think now because I'm older, of course, but it's more so looking like Houston is a tough place to be an underground artist. It's a tough place. But when the people love you, they love you. But when it's hard to kick in that door though. It's like it's so tough that it makes other places seem easy to get on. Like, you know, you see Atlanta or, you know, they'll go quiet and then they'll just explode with just so many people. You see California, they'll go quiet and then all of a sudden this door just opens, and New York and all these different places. And it kind of makes you like, damn, like, you know, I can name so many people from my city that do what I do that's dope that nobody even cares about. You see what I'm saying? Not no, and again, that was I was in a better place though. I was not being humble as far as like I was like, I know I'm better than this nigga. I know I'm better like just talking crazy. Like seriously though. Like seriously though. But it ain't about being better than nobody. It's about running your marathon the way you run your marathon. Because at the end of the day, it is a marathon. It's not a race. Um, so really, the scene is tough. But for me, I just put my head down and got to work. Really, I just stopped caring about public perception, and slowly but surely, and Clubhouse helped with that. More so, my name and my music spread like wildfire. Like once people like when we did that battle, my streams jumped like 10,000 streams. And I'm thinking, oh, I'm about to get paid. No.
Streams you say? Here goes $3.
Yeah.
What?
$3 3 months from now. But yeah.
What? Down the line.
I think it's changed so much. You know, like now, as an artist now, like I wouldn't even know where. Well, I know where to start, but in Houston, I wouldn't know what are the avenues. You know what I'm saying? Like who's doing the shows, who's doing it. Like I don't even. It's a new cast of characters. You know what I'm saying? It's a new. There's a new guard. Or it could be more of the same. I just don't know. I don't operate in that space anymore. But like you said, Dash, like running your race, not it takes a lot to not care about that stuff, man.
Yeah.
It really does. To, you know, we used to get on we used to be Twitter beefing over top 10 rapper lists, you know. I mean, I'm dead serious. Boys was in their feelings about not being mentioned. I think acknowledgement is an offshoot of respect, you know.
Yeah.
So for me, it was always like, man, I just want y'all to understand that we're here and this is what we do, and nobody does what we do better than how we do it.
Yeah.
That was pretty much it. I never really saw. I didn't see people like Propane and D-Lo and Rob and Dobeezy. I didn't necessarily see them as competition. They were in a way, but I never saw them that way because I felt like we're not really doing the same thing. We are, but there's a whole nother world or sector of people that I would probably be more aligned with musically than some of those guys. It's just I was fortunate to blur those lines a little bit and work with them, bring them into my world and vice versa. That was one of my conscious goals. I was like, Houston doesn't have to be so segmented. It could be, you know, it could blur, like, you know, Sauce Walker popping up on a West Side Gun song. I mean, that's evidence to me. Either one, y'all niggas like beats with no drums, and I've been doing that for a long time.
Yeah.
Two, you like hearing Sauce on stuff that's not necessarily saucy.
Absolutely.
So it can't be this. It's gotta sound this way because it originates from Houston. I think whenever the city gets to that point, they're gonna open themselves up to a lot of different artists. You know, we are Houston. You know what I'm saying? He's 8900 Braeswood. I'm Mo City until I'm 6 feet under, and it'll probably be in Mo City. So, you know, like it doesn't have to be this one thing. You know what I'm saying? Houston can be a lot of different things. You get Asian food in Houston, you get Mexican food in Houston, you get
African
soul food in Houston, you get African food in Houston, you get Jamaican food in Houston. You can get different types of music, specifically rap, in Houston, and it still be Houston. I don't know what everybody's problem is.
I just want it to be different. Like I feel like, and what's crazy about that, bro? What's crazy about this guy being from Mo City is, bro, 8900 Braeswood in Mo City is about a 5 to 10 minute drive. Like literally. 5 to 10 minute drive is up the way. Like Briargate and all that. It's just right up the way. Not only that, I got cousins out there. I'm always there. Not only that, I was living in Dallas for 5 years. My kids are from Dallas, and I never ran into this thing. It makes me. That's why I never question the creator's timing. Really,
for me, there's a lot of pride in that area. The Mo City, the true Southwest. I understand that A-Leaf has since hijacked that term.
Clearly the West.
It is the West. It's South.
It's not the Southwest.
South Katy.
But I love when he's on the show. Oh my God.
So no shot. I don't want no problems. But but that area, like, I can't tell you how much I took South Main from Mo City through Stafford to Houston. I can't tell you how many times I've been on Braeswood. I can't tell you how many times where Rob stay at. I've been up and down Fondren and Braeswood so many different times for so many different reasons. That area has always felt like, nah, I love this area over here. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been on every corner you can imagine out there, and to kind of put the puzzle together and we all link up and we all appear on this album in some form or fashion is pretty dope. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't have planned it better. You know what I'm saying? So
the wildest thing about this album is 90% of this album is people either from the Southwest or Southwest A-Leaf, from Mo City. I think Isco from LA, George from the North Side. But that's it. Everybody else.
George is an anomaly because he's really got the soul of a South Side. He allow it, and I love George, and I'm glad there's a real one out there on that side.
Wow.
There's at least one.
Damn.
It's nice.
I'm dope, bro.
I don't want to smoke, but no side.
Let me not say nothing to get to the point where I can't come back home, man.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. North Side.
You are super North Side right now. You in Dallas.
I'm in South Oklahoma.
South Oklahoma.
I'm always on the south side of something. So
wow.
I see that.
Well,
Look
you know,
here, sir.
leave your shoes at the door. This is a cashmere carpet. Now, Meechie, happy birthday, man. From, in my humble opinion, to you, brother. You know what I'm saying? You made the journey, chapter 29, man. Congratulations. And I hope many more for you. We really want to thank you guys for coming out, for having Jett I Masstyr on here, a friend of the show, always showing love. You know what I'm saying?
Friend of the foe.
I like. I was gonna say something slick. I was gonna say. I was gonna go. I like Jett I's music. Hate him as a person.
I love y'all brothers. I love what y'all do.
I like you as a person.
And there was no talk of Michael or Prince, so we're good.
I'm happy. My blood pressure is low.
He's the opposite of Jadakiss. His blood pressure is not building. Now we also have Meechie. You know what I'm saying? Once again, brother. Thank you so much. Thank you for being on the show. Like, you know, Dash the Goat. Now, Meechie, you're making the full name change?
No.
Okay.
He was like, nah.
The reason why though, and I hate because I changed my name so many times that if I change my name again, I think the people that actually know me will be like,
okay.
But no, Meechie is a family nickname, you know what I'm saying? And in true blaxploitation fashion, you know, you have your Shavs, you have your Superflies, you know what I'm saying? Like this is something that when you hear Meechie, it's synonymous with Dash to Go. You know what I'm saying? So even without the name change, I got people calling me Meechie now. Like
that's pretty dope.
Good.
Like,
pretty dope.
It's kind of weird because people outside my family calling me that, but it's more so. That's what I wanted. You know what I'm saying? That's what I wanted as far as that moniker. And I think, and once again, just thanking everybody else part of the project, Allies of Grace. Shout out to Jett I for even believing in the vision and believing in a young dude that really don't have a lot under his belt as far as like the biggest name or like my name is not ringing bells in the city. Like you feel what I'm saying? Like for him to actually hit
after this, brother, it's gonna be different.
I was about to say, people are talking.
People are talking.
Yeah. What Fat Joe said, yesterday's price is not today's.
That's
the
true.
Price went up.
That's true. Because I feel like people are waiting for the 24th. You know what I'm saying? I feel like they're waiting on the 24th.
Now, when you get those annoying messages, hey man, can I get you on a project? You can be like, take your time. Be like, yeah, we'll see.
Hey.
Well, y'all are already working on part 2. And the side project, Hash and Dash, which I've already
see.
I'm telling you, dog. One of these days, Hash gonna rap again. It's gonna happen.
I told
it's gonna happen.
I told Jett I earlier, I said it's gonna be hard rapping on other beats. It's gonna be hard. Like it's like me having to go back and pick beats from other places for this next project. It's already making my head hurt. Because now I kind of see
I'm telling you that I'm not not to even make the comparison, but like I said, that's what Killer Mike said.
Yeah.
Killer Mike was literally like, and this is not to say that Killer Mike wasn't on good beats before LP. But he was like, dog, after I rapped over one album with LP, I was like, why am I doing this other stuff? And the trap beat, he goes, dog, he do stuff that I want to do. He listen, and he don't care if we gonna go off. Like, there ain't no like, oh, I don't know how this is gonna look, because he don't care.
But I think that's a product of trust, right? You know, you have to see you have to feel each other out and see what's going to come about, and then from there it's like, okay, now we know we have proof of concept, you know. Works, and the people like it, and you know, it'd be very easy to do it again, you know. So coming soon, Meechie's Revenge. It's a working title. It might change, but
hey man, I'm glad y'all just set it out here, man.
I really want to tell y'all about this side project though, but Dad said I can't let that pass, man. I'm really excited about it too, bro.
You can't, like, all I'm gonna say is without revealing too much, because I feel like we'll reveal too much, and I feel like when we turn the camera off, I feel like we can go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna also tell you this, all right? It's only a set number of people that listen to this show. All right. I'm gonna be real with you. We working our way up. But it's like, no, look. When we do a world premiere on here, it take a while to world premiere because people will come up and be like, "Hey, dog, y'all should do an episode with such." I'm telling you, dog, in 3 months, mark you, somebody gonna walk up to me and be like, "Hey, dog, y'all should have one with Dash." I'm like, who? Dash to go. He got a good record called Meechie. I'm be like, oh, for real? Yeah. And at this point, I don't even correct people. I'd be like, for real? And then I go back and I look. The streams come later with us. Like later on, I'm like, God, y'all are listening to episode 33?
Yeah. It's all organic, man. Let people catch on.
Yeah.
Whenever they catch on. Because the music, we didn't do something temporary. We're not riding trends. We're not, you're going to be able to play this album next year, man.
Yeah.
So if they catch it next year, then hey, they catch it next year.
And that's my thing. It gives you a good feel. It's the same way I like people doing their own, whether it be Griselda or Currency or Larry June or Freddie Gibbs. Like people that are just like, dog, I do not care what y'all are listening to. Like I make this, and if you want to listen to it, cool. And it take a while to catch on because Avery told me about Freddie Gibbs years ago, and I was like, a nigga from Indiana, all right. Like
we're in that world now. Yeah. We're not confined to one geographic location, man. We're in that stratosphere. Alchemist, Freddie Gibbs, Griselda. The music is gonna hold up to that stuff. So
that's really what it's coming down to.
Having that knowledge of self that's what's important. Of you guys being able to say, you know what, this is what I'm gonna do. And one thing I do like about you Jett I, is because you always, you do point out the truth. There's a lot going on in Houston. Like you said, there's not one thing. Let's be honest. Houston, I see what it is. It's you gotta have a cool car, bunch of bitches, and some money. Nigga, no. Fucking rap. I'm sorry. This is what it is. I'm sick of this shit too. I see it all the time. That's why I got off of Clubhouse. The shit was fake.
I will say anyway. Houston is the brunch capital of the world.
Oh my God.
Undisputed.
Yeah.
But I like fried chicken and red velvet waffles.
and hookah.
I'm not gonna lie, dog. Y'all can relax on the hookah. Like, all right, it's cool. Like, y'all have fun. I was never a big hookah person, but dog, y'all got to relax. Also, I thought the pandemic would take care of hookah for us. No. Y'all are like aggressively hookahing because of the pandemic. Like, you're like, pandemic ain't gonna stop me.
Up the hookahs now. The hookah, bro. Yeah, they doing some masterful shit with the hookah right now.
Yeah. I have to admit, in the middle of a pandemic, me and another rapper that's not to be named went to a hookah bar, and I didn't want to go. We show up, we're with other people, and I go,
Was it his suggestion? Was it their suggestion or yours?
It was them, nigga. No, it's not mine. It was their suggestion. We were somewhere else, and then they go, let's go to the hookah bar, and I was with my people, so I'm going, this isn't the brightest idea. So
now you gotta reveal that name, bro. Who was it?
You know what I'm saying?
All right, when y'all reveal the project, he'll reveal the name.
Yeah, exactly.
Y'all reveal the project, he'll reveal the name.
For real.
But hookah.
But once again, we just really want to thank you guys for really.
They from A-Leaf, huh?
You said what?
He tried to narrow it down. He was like, they from A-Leaf.
I will never tell. Want to thank you guys once again for showing up. My computer's on 11%. So, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. When I first was doing the outro, I was like, God damn, nigga's going down. So I really want to thank you. Jett I, Masstyr, and of course, Meechie, aka Dash the Goat. Once again, happy birthday again.
Thank you.
This has been another episode of In My Humble Opinion, humbly yours, Avery Like a Very Nice Guy, and Jess Devon, In My Humble Opinion podcast. H-Town, it's too sweet. H-Town's too sweet.
Yeah.